Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hate Everything podcast with your hosts,
Tracy Kellett.
And Jonny Bratsveen. Look, we're 2 weeks in to me being, we're in the second week of me being vaccinated.
No superpowers yet?
I don't feel any powers manifesting yet. It's still untested. It's still something we don't know a lot. That's what the medical professional said to me, is that there's not a lot of information on it.
Right. Have you been able to drink more though? Because I've seen you drink a lot in the last 2
Well,
weeks.
I have been feeling something, and what I'm feeling
is your liver slowly caving in on itself?
No, what I'm feeling is better than everybody who doesn't have the vaccine.
I don't know. I feel great, and I'm still only half vaxxed.
No, I mean, like, I'm a better person than most people.
Oh, yes, you are. You are better than me.
Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not, like, you are actively killing grandmothers.
I know.
And I am not.
And yet, I'm not killing the old people in my life that I want to have die.
But I am a better person. If you don't have your vaccine by now, ladies and gentlemen, you are part of the problem. You are a problematic piece of society, and you should be shut away. You should be, I don't think you should be allowed to sporting events. I don't think you should be allowed to buy. I don't think you should be allowed in any business because you don't have the vaccine. I love that
he's saying he feels like he's a better person, but he chose a Cosby sweater for today's podcast.
It's because I am wearing, this is what people who got the vaccine wear. We wear fancy clothes. We go to fancy dinners. We're allowed in fancy restaurants.
We were just talking about Cece's Pizza, by the way, and how it just really made his tongue slap his brains out.
and you know who doesn't? You know who goes to Cece's Pizza nowadays?
Vaccinated people.
That's right. That's how low on the rung you are falling. If you don't have your vaccine, you can't even get into Cece's Pizza. I know we're trying. Look, I know everybody doesn't want to discriminate. We're trying to avoid but I think we need to discriminate.
This is hilarious coming from someone who posted something on Facebook when you weren't going to get vaccinated. It was like, how long is it going to be before there's a comedy show where only vaccinated people are allowed? And now you not only don't
Because I have seen the light. I have saved countless grandmas with my vaccination. And now I understand.
Old people are you hanging around?
Now I understand that you are a piece of shit.
You're just now understanding that?
You are going to kill
I started
so
drinking
many
bourbon
old
at
people.
8:30 a.m. You just now know I'm a piece of shit. It has nothing to do with
no,
my
I'm going to, like,
status.
now I think you should be shunned from society because you don't want to be part of the herd. You don't want to help herd immunity.
I want to be a part of the herd. My appointment is Wednesday. I told you the situation with Dr. Moma.
I'm going to let you know right now. I don't care until you get the vaccine. You are untouchable. You remember the caste system they used to have?
Am I a serf?
You're a serf. If you don't have your vaccine, ladies and gentlemen, you're a fucking serf.
Welcome to serfdom.
Serfdom.
Fucking peasants.
We need you not working. We need you on unemployment until you get your vaccine. Because you're going to kill so many people.
You're not patrons, so you don't know the Taco Bell situation, but I do feel like right now you're banishing me to the Taco Bell where the guy can't.
Can I get a fancy glass for my Coors Banquet? I feel like I deserve it because I have saved America.
There you go.
I am single-handedly saving America.
Hurt my tit on the table. Yeah,
with
he's
my
saving
vaccination.
America. It does look like a goblet, just a wooden goblet.
That tastes like heroism. I did go back to that Taco Bell, by the way.
And did they fix it? Have they redeemed themselves in your eyes?
Let me explain the situation.
So here's the thing: a lot of people don't know what you're talking about. So you do need to do a quick recap.
No, I don't need to do a quick recap. All you need to know is every time I go to this Taco Bell, they make a mistake, and it's a mistake.
Unforgivable.
Like I went this time, I didn't even get 12 tacos because I thought maybe if I lowered the number, they would get it right.
It was a volume issue.
So I got 5. Okay. I got 5 tacos, hard shell,
crunchy,
light lettuce.
Right.
And they nailed
no sour
it.
Cream.
They nailed it. Except I asked for fire sauce and they gave me hot. And it felt intentional.
Ooh, doggy. I know that
it feels super intentional.
They were actually gunning for you. Absolutely. They saw you in your very standard white vehicle. I don't even know what make it is because I see this car everywhere. and they
Oh,
saw
you do not see
coming.
my car everywhere.
They
Excuse
saw you
you.
coming.
No, hold on.
And
Before
they
we can
intentionally slighted you by giving you
I
hot
bought
instead
that
of
car.
fire.
That is the first nice car I've ever bought in my
It's
entire
a very
life.
nice vehicle. It really is.
I bought it in 2019 when it was a 2019 car. It was the first time I'd ever done that. And
Baller.
I know that it wasn't a good purchase.
By the way, guys, today's going to go a little sideways because Jonny has some bones to pick with me. And I didn't really know what was happening until last night when he threatened my life. So I just want to let everyone know that we have some shit that
I did not threaten your life. Did I threaten your life?
Yeah, you did, actually.
Okay.
You
I was in a
did.
very emotional state.
It was
Because
a
I had
joke.
been betrayed by my best friend
It was a joke.
in front of a random,
Okay.
you're just gonna throw me under the bus
First of
for
all,
some random
there was
guy's
this-
attention? Is that what it was? You're trying to
Yes.
be trying to sound cool
Because he was wearing a paperboy hat, and God only knows I really want
Didn't he
that
have a
up inside me.
ponytail too?
Yes, dude.
and you threw me under the bus.
I didn't. First of all, I never wanted him to do comedy, and you and I agreed to this afterwards.
I'm telling you right now.
Second
ladies
of all,
and-
it was a joke, and Jonny can't take a joke, which
I
is
can't.
crazy.
I can take
to
a
me,
joke.
which is crazy.
I
to
can
me.
take a joke, but it was such a directed. It was such a stab in the gut.
I have messaged Jonny after being gone, MIA for 5 days, and I'll be like, "Hey man, I'm feeling really low right now. Can you come over? Can we hang out?" And he'll write back and be like, "Drink some water."
Yeah, you gotta hydrate.
So what?
Hydration is the key to happiness. You don't know this? Read a fucking book.
So no, I think you need to learn how to take a joke a little bit better.
I can take a joke.
Our friendship is being tested right now.
I
We're
can
in
take
some
a joke,
rocky
but you have to
waters.
understand. So this is what happened. The guy's asking about doing comedy. He's like, I don't know if these jokes will work. I don't know if they're a little too out there. And then Tracy just leans over her shoulder. Was like, well, this guy did 10 minutes on light bulbs.
First of all, I don't even talk like that.
Excuse me.
I don't even talk like that.
Excuse me for stretching my comedic legs.
I was literally
Excuse
trying to
me.
let this guy know that nothing is off limits. Because before he'd asked if
Yeah, but you
anything was
didn't
off
say
limits.
it like that.
I don't talk the way that you just described.
That's exactly. He did
Yes,
10.
I went-
This
I went,
fucking
this
piece
fucking
of
piece of shit.
This guy
He
he did 10 minutes
on
on.
fucking light bulbs.
That's exactly how you sounded.
Oh, do I have emphysema? I mean, I will eventually, but not yet.
This guy did 10 minutes on light bulbs.
I didn't even laugh afterwards. I was letting him know that there was nothing off limits.
Yeah,
could do
you
10
did.
minutes-
You didn't laugh, which made it feel like an attacky statement. You're like, this guy did 10 minutes on light bulbs. Like, I'm not standing right there.
If I was shitting on you, why would I say it in front of you? I'm going to say it behind your back like every other woman. And then I'm going to act like I didn't say it instead of being like, yeah, I just said it. And look at you. And then cheers you.
all
And then
I'm
both
saying-
of us say, hey, you know what that guy's going to do? Never come back. And we were so happy about it. We were so happy.
Well, yeah, because we ended up in a shouting match after you attacked my material in front of a random person.
It wasn't just in front of a random person either, guys. This is a crowded crowded bar.
Attack my material. And so, yeah, we get in a shouting match, and this guy's like, well, I guess I shouldn't have asked them for advice.
And it was beautiful. He's never coming back. Mission accomplished.
Sorry, painter's hat and ponytail man. There's enough of you already.
I thought it was a beautiful night. I thought it was hilarious.
It was fun until you attacked me.
I came out this morning, by the way, and I laid out just an array, just a grab bag of different types of light bulbs. I had some Scentsy bulbs. I had some T.H.E. I had all kinds of bulbs. And Jonny came in, didn't say a word, and he just nonchalantly moved the light bulbs over to the side.
So it's not an attack. It's not an attack.
No, you told me you were going to shit on me, and I was trying to really...
So this variety of light bulbs that you brought in.
wanted-
Hold on, this variety of light bulbs, which is the crux of my material, by the way. Which is the crux of me, the whole point that there's a million goddamn versions of light bulbs.
I know, that's why I
And
did
then
it.
you bring all these light bulbs out after saying, oh, you did fucking light. This guy did fucking loser ass fucking punk ass light bulb material.
I
Oh,
wanted
I'm
you to
tired of
know-
here. Look, I'm tired of this fucking guy coming up here talking about light. Can you talk about some real shit, Jonny?
I wanted you to know that I was thinking of you.
Thinking about my shitty light bulb material?
Yes.
Is that what you're thinking about?
Keeps me up at night.
Hey, Jonny. We're best friends, but stop it with the light bulb jokes, you piece of shit. Can
I
you
don't
talk
mind the
more
light
about your
bulb jokes.
race? Can you talk more about how you're mixed? I don't think we've heard enough of you being mixed, Jonny.
I do love the mixed jokes.
Can you say the N-word a couple times? Because it's kind of funny that you have straight hair and can say it.
Your hair's not completely straight. Look, all I'm saying is that I was letting you know that I was thinking of you and that I was supporting you in shitting on me. I was supporting you and shitting on me. That was my gift to you this morning.
I have great light bulb material.
Dry bar. Shout out.
Where
are
my
you?
fucking special?
Where is it?
Where's my fucking special dry bar comedy? Can somebody fucking tag them?
Where are the corporate?
Where are the corporate
events?
I want to do the Air Force Academy.
10 minutes.
I've got 10 minutes on light bulbs. Every dad who owns a house, he's gonna vibe with me.
It's so relatable. It is so relatable. This light bulb material.
I pissed off a woman at the show last night. I ruined a woman's night 10 seconds
Wait,
into the show.
you didn't tell me this.
I ruined her
10
night.
seconds in?
10 seconds into
wait,
the
are you
show.
telling me that the host didn't already ruin it?
No.
When he's like, laugh at me. And the
No.
bathrooms
No,
are
but
to the left. Tip your wait staff.
No,
We haven't even started the show yet, by the way.
No, I go out and I'm just trying to get the crowd going, right? You know, do a little light crowd work.
A little bit of this. That's crowd work for me, is a little bit of this.
And I go, I'm like, anybody celebrating anything, any birthdays, blah, blah, blah. You know, the typical crowd work shit.
There are 4 people. I hope they all were celebrating their birthday.
And they point at the people in the front table. One of them points at the other one. They go, it's her birthday. I'm like, oh, it's your birthday? She's like, oh, it's next week. And I was like, oh, then I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then they all laughed, and I was like, well, how old are you going to be? And then she was clearly an older woman, and she just tries to be fun. She's like, 29.
Which is, I've never heard that before.
And I look at her, I go, well, you, ma'am, are the oldest looking 29-year-old I have ever seen.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, everybody loved it except her.
Are you kidding?
She's front row.
Dude, she obviously has a great
row.
sense of humor to bring out that 29-year-old. I never thought of saying I'm 29
Dude,
again. I've never thought of saying, like,
Front
that's so
row,
ingenious.
middle table, right in front of where the mic stand is.
So
like,
you were just eye contact
dead
all night.
center, yeah.
All night.
And here's the thing.
Did you ever get her to laugh? Was there one moment?
No, so she
I
literally
can't keep
sat
a straight.
there.
I've heard all of your
She
jokes,
sat
and I cannot
there.
keep a straight face during your set.
She sat there with her arms crossed, and her whole table, they were laughing at my stuff, and then she just was refused. I could tell that I hurt her. And I wanted to address it, but it was clear.
Did you let her know that you had been betrayed over your light bulb material? Did you try to empathize? Did you try to meet her halfway? Did you let her know that you too had a broken heart recently?
No, I was just taking my anger out on somebody else, but it was it was funny. It was funny to me because I've been doing comedy for so long to see like, oh, I really ruined one person's night.
I
Like,
think that's
everybody
hilarious.
else was laughing, everybody else was having a good time.
Those other 3
but
people,
my
fucking
one
huge
statement,
shindig.
my one statement just fucking ruined.
Do you
her
regret it?
night. No, not at all.
Were
Keep your fucking mouth shut. Don't try and be funny. I'm the funny guy. I have the microphone.
in the spotlight. Were you there the night when everyone said it was their birthday and I finally had someone bring me their ID?
No, I was not there for that.
So literally, I was like, anybody celebrating anything, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, it's her birthday. And I was like, oh, man, like, happy birthday. Like, how are you? And she's like, it's not my birthday.
Because
And I
that's
was
so
like-
funny.
And I was like, it's not your birthday? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay. And I was like, so was anyone actually celebrating something, or are you guys just fucking eating up my time? Like, just shoot me straight. And then another person said it was their birthday. And I was like, is it your birthday? And she was like, no. And I was like, what are... So another person said it was their birthday, and I was like, I need your ID. Like, I need proof. Like, bring it to me on stage right now.
Or it's
like,
not happening.
I was like, you're not getting anything free, but like, I'm not bringing you a fucking lava cake. I'm not dancing on the tables like cowgirls. That's not
Happy
ugly.
birthday
Yeah.
at that time of year.
It's not happening. I was like, literally, this is just like for me to tell you happy birthday. This is a lot of work. It was so bizarre. I was just like, it's my birthday. And no, not really. It was very weird. Come on down to Looney's.
Come on down to Looney's. You know, on my way there last night, I saw a car wreck.
You mentioned this, but didn't give me any details.
It was fun. It was.
left me
it
hanging.
wasn't funny, but I mean, I guess it kind of. No one got hurt. I don't think. I didn't really stick around.
What happened? Was there like a spin
Well, I
out?
stopped-
Did a car flip?
I don't know. I stopped at a 7-Eleven to get smokes, and as I'm checking out, I just hear like crunch, 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 and it was one of those things. Like there's a bunch of homeless people outside. I thought they were like fucking with the trash can,
Right.
So I didn't think anything of it. But
Or
then-
it was the Houston Astros.
and then 2 people behind me in line run out the door, and I just look, and I look at the guy, and he just shrugs his shoulders. He was like, "How much is it?" And then I
Yeah.
finished checking out,
It's the Sev.
and I come outside, and there was a car on its side, just blocking the entire road. And they're like, people are like climbing out of it and like pulling people down from it and shit like that.
That's actually a very scary car wreck, Johnny. That's actually very scary.
Everybody was fine.
Just shimmying out of a window, just shimmying out.
They were just they got out.
I didn't shave my armpits. I shouldn't raise my arms.
And then the cops started showing up, and then I left immediately. Because I wasn't going to sit around and talk for 30 minutes about it.
About something that you didn't see.
Yeah.
That's my biggest pet peeve. But like, whenever there's an accident, I've trained the kids to not look. I like, if there's a huge accident, like no matter what, I'm just like, hey, there's nothing we can do. We're not first responders. We weren't involved. I'm just going to stay on the course and just don't even look. It's a beautiful thing. I'm teaching them not to rubberneck.
In my head, I was like, if a cop says anything to me, I'm just going to be like, nah, no thank you.
No
thank you. I'm
thank
out.
you.
It was a pretty good fucking night, though.
That sounds like a good night. Yeah, you ruined a woman's night.
I got
Someone
into a car
almost
crash.
died. Yeah.
And then I came and got really fucking drunk.
I know, I loved it. I only had a beer and a half last night. I haven't been drinking a lot lately because I had that blackout, those 2 blackouts 2 weeks in a row. And I read that the more blackouts you have, like I guess like the more brain cells you kill.
Oh, you did. You need to read something to piece that together?
I maybe knew, but obviously forgot.
I was pretty certain that if I was ingesting something that was making me forget large amounts of time, that I wasn't doing my brain cells any service.
So now I'm just drinking a little bourbon in the morning and calling it a day.
You just gotta start the day right.
Absolutely.
Look, I'm wearing this sweater so I can sweat it out.
I can't believe that sweater, man. I cannot believe that sweater. I am wearing.
You wanna know why you
I'm wearing
can't
a
believe?
crop top with skeleton hands grabbing my tits.
You wanna know why
and
you can't believe the
Cosby
sweater?
sweater?
Because you're not vaccinated. Get vaccinated,
Wednesday.
America. Don't ask what's in it. Just do it.
Wednesday.
Where's Nike's campaign for the fucking vaccine? Just do it.
Just do it. I wonder if they've done one yet. Because that's very on
brand. They probably
brand.
had Colin Kaepernick do it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Listen to me, Black America. Would I say a word? We are in a crossroads. 500,000 Americans
you just
dead.
Went there musically. Can you believe it's 500,000? God, that's a lot of people.
Is it though?
I mean, how many people, production, how many people can fit in the Astrodome? He'll Google it.
The Astrodome?
It's a huge stadium, so I feel like there's it's 2 Astrodomes right there.
So 2 games?
2 games. 2 full games of dead people, just corpse. Could you imagine just being surrounded in a stadium of just dead bodies?
But America's pretty big.
It's way more than that. Oh, it's way more than that.
If we could, how...
What are you trying to say?
There's a lot of land.
Use your words.
There's a lot of land, all right? So if we spread it out, it could be like one dead person every 30 square feet or something like that.
It's probably less than that. I mean, we're on 7 acres. How many dead bodies do you think you could fit on 7 acres?
You could probably fit all 500,000 on 7 acres.
Absolutely. But you have to stack. You have to stack. You have to be smart and efficient about it. You know what I mean? Like, subscribe to Goop. She gives you some...
To Goop?
She gives
Gwyneth Paltrow's...
She gives you some great basic tips.
Gwyneth Paltrow's
for
guide.
Consolidating dead bodies.
Hi, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow, and this is my guide to hiding 500,000 bodies on your 7-acre land.
Look, if you have a candle that smells like your pussy, you absolutely know how to hide dead bodies. Did you read about the candle that exploded, by the way?
What, the pussy candle?
Yeah, he had a pussy candle that exploded, and he sued. He sued Gwyneth Paltrow. And it's just so funny when you read the actual lawsuit, just the fact that they have to keep referencing the Gwyneth Paltrow vagina candle. It's just very entertaining.
You know what that means?
I strongly recommend reading it.
Do you know what that means?
What?
She's got some bomb-ass pussy.
Oh, fuck. I don't know why I didn't see that coming.
Is that better than my fucking light bulb material?
I was gonna bring up the light bulb
Is that better
material.
should I do that on stage? Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle exploded.
I'll give you $5.
That means she has some bomb-ass pussy, huh?
I will give you...
I went to the store the other day. I got these light bulbs.
I will give you $5 if you sell that joke to Gaping Head Wound Guy. $5. I got 5 on it.
Coming to a stage near you, Johnny Bratsfiend's Gwyneth Paltrow pussy exploding candle joke. And that's how I'm going to write it in my
Why
joke
aren't you
book.
getting booked in Denver?
Tracy needs to wake up, America.
I'm awake.
And so do you. If you haven't subscribed to our Patreon yet, you're missing out.
You're sleeping.
You're missing out on
it.
great content.
The clip show, guys, I thought I was going to be the one to tell you not to watch the clip show, and I'm going to be the very strong, staunch advocate for it. It's amazing.
And here's the thing. If you subscribe, you go watch the clip show, the more people that subscribe, the worse it's going to get.
Again, I have a bucket filled with kitty litter
that we have not
Johnny's
utilized
only
yet.
goal is to get me to throw up, and it hasn't happened yet.
We have not utilized it yet because I don't want to get you to throw up for only 2 subscribers.
I understand. We do have 2 strong subscribers.
When we get to 10, 15,
right,
it's going to be about 6 poop videos in a row. That's what's going to happen.
You're the one that can't do the poop videos. So guys, and here's the thing. Not only can you watch, but you can also suggest or send in videos, which I think is amazing.
And then also when you subscribe, you get a free swag bag.
Free swagger bag. And at the $20 level, if your pockets are deep and maybe you didn't get laid off during quarantine, you also get our closed conversations, our open door conversations, I think is what we call them. And those are real gems.
Those are the ones you can use to get us canceled.
We do put those behind that very strong paywall because we do say some shit that could get us canceled immediately. Immediately.
More me.
Really, Johnny's never going to have a future in comedy.
if you want to end Johnny Bratsfiend's career, pay $20
Subscribe.
today.
Hey, Denver, hard call out. If you want to get Johnny Bratsfiend canceled, subscribe to our $20 monthly level of Patreon. It's not hard. It's just clip a cut, cut a clip.
Clip a cut. Tracy's
also,
cut off.
Brought to you by
Larceny.
Bourbon.
I'm glad that it's called larceny.
Well, you are half black.
Put it behind a paywall.
So I was reading an interesting article the other day, and it was an interview with Gwen Stefani. And look,
the holla back girl herself.
Holla back, Bananas.
Banana.
I actually don't know if I spelled that right just now. It's been a long morning. Been drinking for an hour. But she addressed cultural appropriation. And in case you guys don't know Gwen Stefani's link to cultural appropriation, she had, when her first album, Lamb, Love Angel Music Baby, came out, it did have Holla Back Girl on it. What You Waiting For?
Was she in blackface?
Not in blackface. Not this time.
I've never, I think, I don't know where you're going with this, but I've never considered Gwen Stefani cultural appropriation, she I could see how things have come to light, and now it's like the looking back and like, oh, I did that.
So she is really into the Harajuku fashion and culture of Japan, Tokyo, right?
Okay.
So like they have this little pocket, and it's a very high fashion, crazy fashion. Of course, if you know Gwen Stefani, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it wasn't just about fashion, because anyone can dress like a Harajuku girl. If that's your thing, do it, right? But she brought 4 Harajuku girls representing LAMB, the Love Angel Music Baby. She called them those names to red carpet events. She had them on tour with her. And so she's been slammed recently about cultural appropriation, saying that she basically exploited these women for her own gain, essentially.
Okay.
And she had, I felt, a really, not unique. I feel like anyone could say this to get out of trouble. But the way that she brought it up, she was like, look, I think cultural appropriation, she was like, I understand where people are coming from and I respect culture. She was like, but people need to understand that I respected the culture so much. She was like, I grew up, my dad would go to Japan for business and he would bring me back all these really cool things. And when No Doubt first went to Tokyo, it was a huge thing for her because the tie to her father, and she knew what she was going into. It was like the one place she always wanted to go. And she loved this fashion. She loved the whole environment. And she wanted to bring that piece back with her. And she was like, I just feel like we're going a little too far with the cultural appropriation digs, because where would we be if we were all just what we were raised on? Where would we be? She was like, I want to have things that are bigger than me, that are outside of my lane, that are outside of Orange County. She's like, I want these influences and I want to share these things with the world. She's like, and I wasn't exploiting anyone. I was sharing it with the world in a way that the world hadn't experienced before. She was like, and honestly, when you say it's for my gain, she was like, I loved it so much. I guess you could say it was for my gain because I was in love with it and it brought me so much joy. And now I feel like I've shared it with the world. I've shared it with people that wouldn't have normally seen it. And I think there's something really interesting about that. You know, I think it's a little different than Chrissy Teigen dressing up as like an Indian for Halloween. You know what I mean? With like a very typical feather, you know, a very like Pocahontas vibe.
Hold on. So what the fuck are we going to do with costumes, though? But let's be real here. The cultural appropriation thing, it's just a virtue signaling thing. It's a virtue signaling thing that people stand, oh, you stole that. Look, we wouldn't be where we were if we weren't stealing things. This is fucking America, okay? We stole the Nazi
Larceny
scientists.
bourbon.
Yeah, we have a fucking bourbon named Larceny.
Right.
We have Wall Street, which is the biggest crooks on the fucking. Our whole country is based on stealing.
Right.
So this whole cultural appropriation thing. We gotta get over it.
I think
everybody needs to realize
some limits.
Dude, after this year inside, everybody needs to shut the fuck up. That's really, everybody needs to shut the fuck up. If you're coming out of your house after a year of no human contact and you're still like,
and all you're doing,
we need to isolate this person because they fucking did that. Everybody needs to shut the fuck up.
Right. I think
cultural appropriation.
Again,
look, do you want Elvis? Do you want Elvis?
I know Elvis. I mean, and here's the thing. God, Elvis stole. He was black culture, but he put it on a mainstream. He went on the Ed Sullivan Show, and it was the first time they actually had to edit out his hips because they said that there was too much gyration. I don't know if you knew that.
What a fucking lame ass time to live in.
Yes, but he stole from that culture, but also look at what it brought us.
Hold on.
White people can gyrate
and here's
now.
the thing.
I couldn't gyrate my hips until Elvis came along.
He stole the mute. Look, if you're going to say the hip gyration is cultural appropriation, please shut the fuck up.
I'm doing it right
Please
now.
Shut
I
up.
just appropriated.
Hip gyration, a body movement, is now exclusive to black people.
But do you know
Is that not?
Do you know how many articles were written about that? Do you know how many articles were written about that?
I'm just saying, if you're really gonna sit here and try and say his hip gyration was cultural appropriation, I'm not saying it.
I said Ed Sullivan.
I know.
Said it.
I'm just saying, if that is the case, his hip the way he moves his hips, he moves them like black people. Like he stole his hip movement from black people.
He stole hip flexors from black people.
Well, then what about sports? Because sports were boring and lame
until black people
came along, and you start copying what they're doing.
Except baseball. Baseball has always been a white people's sport, and I'm going to stand by it.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Dude, I know. I was joking because you know how I feel about Ken Griffey Jr. You're bringing it up. It's an intentional attack. It's an intentional attack.
Tatis Jr.
Big Papi.
Look. I know the three blacks in baseball.
Thank
I know
you.
three. I know three of them.
He knew all three. Ken Griffey Jr., who retired 25 years ago.
Tatis Jr. is on the cover of the new MLB game, so I knew him.
But seriously, I do think, okay, costumes. I am not an advocate for blackface. I'm not an advocate. I
am a total advocate for blackface because if you are still doing it at this point, you know what
balls
you're doing.
Of steel. Balls of steel.
You know what you're doing.
I'm not an advocate because I think it goes back to a time where people were being exploited, and I am not by any means advocating for that. But I'm just saying, at a certain point, and again, at costumes like Chrissy Teigen in that Indian costume, it was awful. Have you seen the pictures?
It's just a fucking Indian costume. We let everybody wear Indian costumes up until 5 years ago.
But it's not actually how Native Americans look. That's the thing.
But
I think that's the problem.
Here's my counterpoint.
The cultural appropriation for me is when you go after a culture and you are misrepresenting them, right? That's what it really is,
But
right?
can't you throw it in the same bucket as Gwen Stefani? It's like, oh, I really liked it, so I wanted to.
No, because the Harajuku.
I wanted to wear the fucking Indian costume because I like the fucking Indian people.
But I'm saying Native Americans don't actually dress like that. Harajuku culture, they dress like that. That is how they dress. That is their culture. That's truly a representation of them.
Here's my counterpoint to that.
It's not this like Pocahontas. You know what
Here's
I mean?
my counterpoint to that. They'll dress like that if it's going to get them some money.
They were dressing like that before, and they're still dressing like that.
I'm
just saying, whole culture.
No, I'm talking about the Native American costumes. I know if there's money to be made by building that aesthetic, they will wear that outfit. So
but they're not wearing that outfit because it's not who they are
anymore, right?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm just saying, if you want to wear the costume, wear the fucking costume. Everybody needs to let a lot of this shit go.
I think we do need to let a lot go, but I do think there is a point.
It's getting to the point, like, how boring do you want life to be?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So I feel like there is a limit. I personally believe there's a limit, and Jonny and I disagree on everything. So of course we're not going to agree on this. I do think there is a limit, but I'm just saying, when you are bringing a culture in that people aren't going to have exposure to, that you think is beautiful, that you want to support, that you respect, why can't you do it just because you're white?
That
Why
just-
can't
look,
you? Why
That
not?
just sounds like a well thought out excuse. If you have a bar for like, oh, you can't use it for your own gain, then you can't really just give Gwen Stefani a pass because she said the right thing. We're talking. You used to manage a law firm.
God,
if you just
stop
have
making
it,
sense.
If you have the
Stop
right fucking
making
talking
sense.
if you have the right talking points, then you can make anything sound good.
I know.
So what's the deal?
God.
If we can say that Gwen Stefani is fine because she loved the culture, then what is stopping me from dressing up like a Native American and running around with a tomahawk and be like, I just love this culture?
I mean, because it isn't a proper representation. I guess
How
that's
is it
my
not
point.
the proper representation?
Because that's not how it is.
How do you know that? How do you know?
Let's go on a reservation.
How do you not know that I've done my research and this is what their culture used to dress like, and I really like
Johnny
this
Bretzstein,
culture?
have you done your research?
No, I haven't. I'm never going to do any research. But I saw Pocahontas the movie.
Are you painting with all the colors of
I
the
will
wind?
paint with all the fucking colors of the wind if I fucking want to,
Dude,
because I love that movie.
Have you watched that movie
I love
recently?
it. It is so inspirational.
When they call
to
them
me.
savages, that whole song.
Yeah.
It's awful. I can't.
Oh my God. No, it's not awful. That's just a fucking movie. It's a fucking movie, okay?
For children.
Who fucking cares?
Dude, it's advocating for hate.
Oh, it's not advocating for hate. Did you watch the fucking movie?
Yes,
The
and I
whole
turned it
movie?
off. I wouldn't
And
let
what
my
do they do?
10-year-old watch
What do
it.
they do? By the end of the movie, they fucking wrap it up and say, oh yeah, we probably shouldn't have hated these motherfuckers. It's not like Disney ended the movie with like, kill all the fucking savages, children.
By the
They
way,
didn't end it
Disney,
like that.
you had a fucking opportunity to really
You had-
change
you had
your marketing strategy, and you blew it.
Everybody's like, oh, this Disney movie is so offensive. What the fuck are you talking? Disney, yes, they had the fucking weird representations and shit, but let's not act like Disney is out here like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we need to send a message to these black folks with this movie. No, they were fucking making movies that had like that had some sort of message, had some sort of like tone where it's like, this is how it's just a regular fucking movie. It's like, so now you can be like, you can go back to other movies that have been great, like Crash. You can be like, oh, Crash represents how the police hate black people and there's all this discrimination, but it's a fucking story. That's the thing.
I get that.
How do you get?
I think there is a difference between a movie targeted at children and a movie targeted at adults that have lived their own lives and have their own experiences.
So we want to teach children all about their sexuality, but not how hate is wrong.
Where are people teaching children about their sexuality?
I'm just saying, this is like the big push nowadays, right? It's like we want kids to figure out what they identify as.
Okay,
But I'm just saying-
identification.
No,
real quick.
hold on,
Identification
before you
is
interrupt
different
me.
than sexuality.
No, listen to me. You know what I'm saying, though? It's the identification of who you like, all that sort of shit. That's fine to push on children, but we can't have movies that started out with something that was hateful and by the end wraps up and is like, yeah, that was wrong.
I understand that you're trying to make a point, but I don't understand where you're coming from with teaching children about their sexuality.
But I'm saying,
what are
it's
you
like,
talking about?
I'm saying if that is one of the things that we're pushing now is that people, like kids need to know who they want to be and like their sexuality, what they identify as, all that sort of
But
shit.
again,
It's
identification is different than
you're-
sexuality.
You're playing the semantics game right
I'm
now.
not at all.
You're playing the semantics
No, I'm not.
game.
No, I'm not. They are two different things. What you identify as, whether it's cisgender, non-binary, whatever you are identifying as different than straight, gay, pan. They're two totally separate things, bro.
How are they totally separate things?
Because if I identify as a man, it doesn't mean that I'm gay. I could still want to sleep with women. They're two totally fucking different things.
But it's tied into sexuality. Is
no,
it
it's
not?
not. Not at
Is
all.
it not?
Dude, no.
It's
not. At
not.
all. You're a dude. Would your sexuality be based on you being a dude? No.
We want to teach kids to be free and do all they want to do, right? That's what it is. But we don't want to teach them that, hey, this was a hateful thing, and then we figured out by the end of the movie it wasn't a hateful thing.
I think the difference is that you are teaching children or promoting something that kids may not understand the end. A 4-year-old might not understand the journey, whereas a 14-year-old watching Crash will understand the journey. That's my hot take. That's my hot take.
But what's a big push now? We need representation in all these children's movies. We need gay characters in these movies. We need, you know what I'm saying?
But
that's one of the things that everybody is like rallying for. Is like we need all this representations of different sexualities,
But having
different
representation, it's not pushing. It's not trying to get kids to figure out their sexuality. It's about having a reflection of something. So what
But
if
do
a
you
kid
really think-
has 2 gay parents? Why not let them see 2 gay guys in a Campbell soup commercial? It's not about making your kids gay. It's not about letting them see their sexuality on stage. It's about seeing a piece of themselves in their own family, a reflection of themselves on a screen, and there's nothing wrong with that.
But there's
and it's also letting other people know, other
wrong.
kids know, there's nothing wrong with seeing that.
But there's something wrong with them seeing a bunch of white people calling Indians savage, and then by the end of the movie realizing that that was a wrong thing.
I think depending on the age, because again, they might not understand the journey.
But could you not make the same argument for the representation of a gay character or a lesbian character or anything like that? A kid might not understand.
Are they being persecuted?
I'm just saying, would they not maybe miss the notion of that person being in the movie? Would they not understand? If they're young enough to not understand that hate is wrong, don't you think that they would be young enough to misinterpret what the gay character or the trans character or the lesbian character is in the movie? Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I feel like you and I are coming from such
it's like we want to
different.
pick and choose what we think kids will understand.
I think pushing hate is totally different.
Pocahontas isn't pushing hate. If you watch the movie, yeah, there's a song where they call them savages, but it's not like, hey, all Indians are savages, kids. And by the end of the movie, they're like,
the song actually does.
But at the end of the movie, are they like, hey, I know this story wrapped up, but before we sign off, all Indians are savage? No, that's not what the Disney movie is.
I totally understand that. What I'm saying, God damn it, Johnny Bratsveen, we're coming from such totally different angles right now. And okay, let's separate it out real quick. So you're saying that if kids see a gay couple or a gay person in a movie and the gay person is doing something or is like a bad guy or a villain, why children wouldn't associate that person with their actions? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying if the argument is that children will misinterpret something,
yes,
then why is this subject misinterpretable, but this subject isn't?
Because you're talking about hate. You're talking about something that didn't happen, by the way. That movie didn't, that whole Pocahontas, John Smith never even happened, okay? But they're pushing it as actually kind of historical. It's not. We all know that, right? And now you're comparing it to something that's totally different. So I'm not saying that having gay people in a movie, God, I can't even wrap my mind around this, because I just feel like we're coming from such totally different angles right now.
No, I don't think we're coming. I think we're coming from.
I don't know how to unpack this.
I'm not saying like one is better than the other or more right. I'm saying we're talking about complex ideas in kids' movies.
But why is seeing a gay person in a movie complex? It's like seeing a straight person in a movie. That has nothing to do with anything.
Because, all right, so this is my belief. Kids are young. They don't know what, they just want something to watch, right? So we don't need when you're talking about we need this representation or we need these certain things in these movies, I feel like that's not for the kids.
Why isn't it for the kids? I'm not gonna bring up your daughter. I'll bring up my son. Kodiak, okay? That's my youngest son. Please don't come to my house and kill my children.
There are 10 subscribers. Please don't come murder us.
Kodiak J, I think it's important for him, even when he was very little, because he did have friends that had two moms or two dads or two moms and a dad. I think it's important that he sees it, because you don't want him to think that they're weird, because they're not weird. That's a family. Yeah. It has nothing to do with a storyline at all. It just has to do with a reflection, right? It's just like the first Black Disney princess. It's important to see a reflection in the world. You need to know that it's not just white princesses. You need to know it's not just white people, that it's Black people, it's brown people, it's people of every race, everything, right? Every walk of life. It's just important to see that. So I'm talking about representation in your kids need to know what's out in the world, but
they don't need to know that hate is out in the world. They don't need to know that hate is out in the world.
They can know that hate is out in the world. I mean, there are plenty of movies with villains. Jafar, watch Aladdin, okay? But it's not about a group of people calling them savages.
But can I say Aladdin's racist because they had that guy they had Jafar, and it's like everybody that looks like Jafar is going to be a bad guy?
No.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like we want to protect. We want to do
actually,
all these
Aladdin
things
is
with
a great
kids.
thing, because how many bad white guys have there been? It's good that we got some more colors in the mix. But I'm saying a movie that's about Native Americans, where they have a song calling them savages. They're picking up their guns. They're picking up hatchets and shit. They're on a boat. They're gonna go murder some people. That is extreme. Can you don't think it's
part
extreme?
of the fucking story. It's part of the story. It wasn't like, hey guys, hey kids, we're about to go do some cool shit. We're about to go kill some Native Americans.
Actually, that was
kids.
what it man. It really pumped
I
people
hope
up.
all these kids pick up their hatchets and get in boats with guns and go kill some
I'm just
Native
saying,
Americans.
it was
No, that's not what. That's just part of the story. You have to set the tone like these guys are doing something bad. These guys are going to do something that's wrong, and now the whole movie is rectifying this and being like, that was a bad thing that we did.
I'm just saying, a 4-year-old might not understand the journey. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, okay? And when you talk about Jafar, who has Gilbert Godfrey on his shoulder, that's a hard comparison, okay? Because everyone knows that was a joke. Everyone knows. So Gwen Stefani.
We really got into the weeds on that one, didn't we?
I can't believe that was actually.
We got into the weeds on that one.
My feelings got hurt a little bit. Johnny hates me, by the way. But Gwen Stefani, I kind of agree with her about the cultural appropriation. I'm probably going to get in trouble for that. But I do think that she brought something to the masses that they normally wouldn't have had. And I think that's beautiful. And I do think she has impacted fashion in such a way. She has impacted pop culture in such a way. Fucking leave her alone. Leave her the fuck alone.
Leave her alone. She said the right things. She said the right things.
If you guys watched our last podcast, you would know that we did a hard shout out. A hard shout out to the Colemans.
Hold on. Before we get going, I just got an alert on my phone. Apparently, Gary Coleman and Jen Coleman have a warehouse full of Mexican children.
Oh my God, I knew it. Is it because of Hamas?
It's because Hamas requested them to steal a group of Mexican children from the border.
Oh my God. And it's so easy, by the way. It's so
Very easy. I don't know if
like
everybody knows
shooting kids
this.
in a concentration camp.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I was going to say shooting fish in a barrel, but that felt right.
And it is right. Because I don't know if you guys know that Gary Coleman has ties to Big T. He has big ties to Big T.
Big ties, Big T.
Big ties, Big T. And he went down to the border and he said, I need about 30 to 75 Mexican children.
Right, however many you can fit in the back of a cattle truck.
Have you ever seen a Del Taco?
Yes.
Those are all Gary Coleman's children that he's stolen from the border.
I love Del Taco.
They get to about 22 and then he gets tired of having to pay them.
If Del Taco are all stolen children, I support it.
And they're all ran by Gary and Jen Coleman.
I knew it. I knew they had deep pockets.
They got deep pockets, and what they do is they steal Mexican children and force them to work at Del Taco serving mediocre Mexican food.
I knew they had a sauna. I didn't see this one coming.
Yeah, their sauna, there's actually a back door to their sauna. If you open it, there's a whole extra room.
To Mexican children.
I knew it. There's a whole bunch of Mexican children hidden in their house. If you're listening, FBI, CIA.
Yes.
Leave it alone. They're doing great. The economy in Colorado Springs is
booming
because of Gary and Jen Coleman and the way she uses anesthesia. She uses anesthesia to put the children to sleep for about 10 to 15 years.
They are going to have us arrested.
When they hit 20 years old, they're like, it's time to work at Del Taco, motherfuckers.
I would say 20. Let's go 14. Illegal work permits.
Yeah, but that's a whole other, that's a red tape they don't like jumping through.
Oh, yeah, obviously everyone has their limits. So the Colemans, if you're listening.
You guys still haven't subscribed to the Patreon.
You guys say you love us, you hug me, you high five me. We have a little thing that happens.
I watched the Super Bowl at your house, and you still haven't subscribed to the Patreon.
I wore your Chiefs jersey when they were losing by a lot. What's happening here? So subscribe to the Patreon. We're gonna stop.
We support you, Johnny. We really like what you do. We support you,
Tracy.
You
two are the funniest people we've ever seen together. Yeah, subscribe.
Then give us money, you fucks.
We're gonna stop telling your dirty little secrets.
What are we doing here? We became your friends. We became attached to you.
I drank all your water at the Super Bowl party.
I know your names. I know where you live. I've been to your house for a party, and you haven't subscribed to the Patreon.
I think that's a fake friendship. Actually, I think that's a fake friendship.
Next time you guys show up in an Uber, I'm setting it on fire, and it's gonna be on you. It's gonna be on you
We're
for
going
not
for the
subscribing to the
Tesla.
Patreon.
We're going for the Tesla.
I'm gonna put the fucking Tesla in dance mode.
You're not gonna be able to drive it.
It's gonna be in dance
like dancing
mode.
like Big T.
It's gonna be dancing. It's gonna be playing La Cucaracha. And you're gonna have
Christmas
15.
music.
You're gonna have 15 underage Mexican children
Crawl out of the backpack.
and just dance next to your racist Tesla.
Del
Subscribe
Taco.
to the Patreon.
Please, please.
We need money. I'm trying to make enough money so I can live like the Colemans. I want to support Hamas.
The rent on this garage ain't paying itself.
Subscribe to the Patreon, you fucks.
And everyone else too. Namaste. So guys, we have breaking news.
Breaking news.
It just came up on my
in
CNN
America,
alert.
This is something that doesn't
normally happen.
It doesn't normally happen in our country.
Who would have known that we were in the middle of an epidemic?
This is an epidemic of magnitudable.
Magnitudable.
That's a new word. Google it. It's on Urban Dictionary.
Providence. So I just got an alert. At least 22 people shot, 2 fatally, after assailants get out of an SUV and fire assault rifles at a club.
Assailants?
Yeah, and this is in Miami, which I know you guys didn't see coming. I know you guys didn't see that. That was completely out of left field. I know you guys go to Miami and you're like, I feel safe. I feel secure.
No one gets shot in Miami.
No one gets shot
ever.
in Miami. Absolutely not. It's a very safe, it's where people go to nest. It's where they want to raise their kids.
Okay, so hold on. Let's I want to get
Okay, and I also just gotta.
I want to get 10% serious here. Okay.
No, we're okay.
I want to get 10% serious here. In the ranking of mass shootings, 22 shot, 2 fatally.
You think it's not a big deal?
Is that not? It's not a serious mass shooting, right?
No, that's that meets the criteria for mass shooting by
But
definition.
if we're talking about America's,
talking about America.
Honest, people.
Absolutely not. 2 dead is no big. We're gonna brush that shit off.
2 dead.
It's America. We do everything go big or go home.
Right. It's almost like
and the assailants, if they're white, they're going home.
Right.
Going home with some Burger King.
But with our with the state of the mass shooting epidemic that is going on,
which we didn't see coming.
And this is gonna sound so callous. It's gonna sound so fucking because whenever these happen and they get in the news, everybody is immediately bleeding heart. Oh my God,
Thoughts
I
and
can't
prayers.
believe
Thoughts
and
and
blah
prayers.
blah blah. But this is an American pastime at this point. I think
I will say this. Typically, when 22 people are shot, I'm just going to say, again, America, we don't know what's going to happen because this is one of the first mass shootings we've ever seen.
Right.
But typically,
we have never seen anything of this.
I've never seen
before.
anything to this level.
Never in Las Vegas.
Never in Las Vegas.
Never in Colorado.
Never in. Guys, Boulder.
You know,
very safe.
I love
Columbine.
This is
super
the
safe.
safest
Bring your kids here.
Gun state.
Absolutely.
In
we have a lot of very strong regulation. So this is coming out of left field. I know for me, this is breaking news. I'm sorry to shock you guys on our podcast.
I'm sorry to shock you guys. I know you guys have never heard a story like this.
I mean, this is devastating. But when 22 people are shot, I will say this, at least 2 more are going to die. Weak immune systems. And they probably didn't get vaccinated, like you said.
Well, here's the thing. If you're not vaccinated, you probably shouldn't have been out. You should have
been
been
at the
home.
club. You shouldn't have been at the club because you brought this on yourself.
Oh, here we go. Flagged. YouTube flagged. We're
YouTube
never getting
will
monetized.
not let us promote our podcast because they say we always have sensitive content. I don't know what they're talking about. What are they talking about?
Who would have thunk it?
So we have another mass shooting. And now I just actually got another alert. And we're not even going to go there, but it is about Benjamin Netanyahu could be ousted as Israeli prime minister in days after rivals agree to work to form unity government.
So you need to put the phone down because
different.
I didn't understand anything you just said right
So
there.
we have a mass shooting, the first, maybe the second in America's history.
So
jokes aside.
Let's when I hear these stories and then I hear like the news pick it up and they go, this has been the 195th like mass, because we're at something like almost 200 mass shootings since the beginning of the year,
which is nuts.
And I want to know what the other ones were, because I've only heard about 7 of them. I know there's a lot, but it's like
I mean, we talked about the media before, man.
But let's be honest. Like, if there's been 195, like what?
Ooh, that was strong.
Jesus Christ!
I think I have health issues. I'll get it checked out before I get vaccinated.
But if we're at 195, why are we only hearing about these 7?
Because
why are
we're
we only
totally desensitized, and the only ones that are going to make the headlines are the ones that are like a certain number of people. That's my opinion. It has to be a tragedy.
So what?
That's my
I want to know.
Personal opinion.
I want to know what the
they're
tragedy.
all tragedies.
What the tragedy of a mass? What's the criteria for tragedy of mass shooting? Because
let's hammer it out right now.
Because there was one that happened earlier this week in Southern California,
which I didn't hear about, by the way.
And it was at I don't even know. I'm gonna fucking butcher the story.
We're drunk.
But there was 8 people.
Larceny, small batch.
There was 8 people killed, and it was one of those things. It was weird to watch the
8 people.
The most jarring thing about that shooting for me was having the governor come on TV. And he's at his wit's end.
Right.
He's like, I don't know what to say. He goes, America's sick. We blah, blah, blah. And it's like, and he's not lying.
Was the mayor, is that Caitlyn Jenner?
No, not yet.
Okay, not yet.
She's going to win it, though.
Which I do love that it's going to be Caitlyn Jenner because she also is basically a mass murderer.
Look, if
I'm
two
gonna
people
keep ramming my car into you guys. Fucking vote for me.
If 2 people dead is the criteria for,
I don't think it's 2 people. Production. How many people have to die for it to be a mass shooting? 4 people.
It's got to be 4.
A typical family. I think that actually was set. The standard was set by In Cold Blood by Truman Capote.
Oh wow. Okay, that was a little. I didn't know any of that.
I made it up, but it sounds good. I sound smart. I sound well read.
No, but here's my thing with the mass shootings. It's like, it's so insane. Oh, fuck. It's so insane.
We're so desensitized to it. It's desensitized.
That I've seen more mass shootings this year than I have national anthems at sports games.
Well, of course.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
There are more mass shootings than baseball players taking the knee. That's what he's trying to tell you guys. I think it's wild, and I do love that in California he came out and said, like, we're sick. Because I think it's not just we're sick, it's not just in the shooters. It's in American culture.
Right.
It's in the fact that there are people out there.
And I feel so
Republicans.
Look, as much as you want to
you want to cling to your guns and religion instead of saving people just trying to fucking dance the night away in Miami.
Well, what are you going to fucking do? This is the price of freedom. This is what freedom is. It's not just freedom for
here's
good.
The thing.
No, listen.
Oh my God,
listen,
you go
listen.
and then I'm going to go and we're going to get into fisticuffs.
Listen, it is not just freedom for good people. It is freedom for crazy people. This is what this country was built on, is the idea of freedom. And I'm not saying like anybody deserves to have this happen to them, but this is the price of absolute freedom, is that crazy people are going to do what crazy
when
people
your
fucking do.
freedom infringes on my ability to go to King Soopers knowing I'm going to come out alive, this is no longer about freedom because now I don't have freedom.
But what the fuck are you going to do? Yes, you still have freedom. You can still go to that King Soopers.
Hey,
it's all a mind state. If you were going to live your life thinking you're going to get shot every day, that's on you.
Hey, look,
that's on you.
I have more guns than you do.
I know you do.
I own more guns than we have handguns, we have rifles. I have a over-under shotgun. Great for skeet shooting. I'm very good at it. But look, there is a difference. And I do believe that high magazines, they are a problem. Because you're not coming in with a fucking over-under shotgun, okay? You're coming in with the ability to mow down people. That's not okay. Why do you need that? Why do you need that?
What else am I going to do on Saturday if I don't have... Look, if I'm a regular-blooded American man, I don't have comedy.
He's not regular-blooded, apparently.
I don't have any, sort of outlet. My thing is I love my guns. I live on fucking 20 acres. I can shoot guns whenever the fuck I want. By the way,
I'm going to say this. This is not the people that live on 20 acres.
This
is not the people that are going out on their own fucking property and they have fucking their gun chest and everything like that. Because those people, I'm going to tell you this, those people have that shit locked up.
Yeah.
Those people know how to use a firearm.
But
these are not the people that are going out of their
on.
way to get a high magazine. I'm not going to say assault rifle because that is a cliche, and I'm not going to go there.
It's a news term.
It's a news term
that they
and
throw out there to scare
it doesn't
people.
fucking exist. It's for people who don't know anything about guns, okay? But when you are talking about people that have a high magazine, they are not going out on their fucking 20-acre property in Texas, which, by the way, Texas secede. Secede already. I am talking about the people that are going out of their way and they are buying these high magazine guns, very blanket term, and they have a purpose. And by the way, I don't know if I did read about a recent shooting, which could have been last week. It feels like it was a month ago because we have had 500 in the last 6 months. But there are people that look, I have mental health issues, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have guns. I'm a healthy person. But if someone were to look at my history, they would not give me a gun. There are people that literally came out of a hospital. They signed themselves out. They had suicidal issues. What is he writing?
It says high capacity.
High capacity. Thank you, production. These are people that have had other incidents with firearms where they are harming others, and they were able to get a gun that day.
But at the same,
I have an issue with that.
You have an issue with it? So do you want someone to come take your shit?
Oh, they wouldn't take my shit
No,
because Chris
listen,
could keep it.
listen. You're on paper. You shouldn't have them, right?
They take them.
How do you find it?
Look,
if
it comes down to keeping America safe or me having my over-under shotgun for skeet shooting, take it. Take it. Come and take it.
Yeah, but how are they going to take it? And that's the thing. It's like it's way too late. There's no sort of legislation I think you could put in place that is going to slow this down or stop it, because it's a pandemic.
If they put something in place today for background checks, if they put something in place today for background checks, it's not going to stop the people that already have them, but it's going to possibly prevent something from happening tomorrow.
It's going to prevent what, 1 out of 200?
1 out of 200 is better than 0 out of 200.
One out of 200.
We had 24 people shot. I would rather those 24 people not get shot. If you take
a drop of water out of a gallon of water, are you really going to miss that guy?
It could still be your kid.
I understand
that's worth it. That's worth it to me.
I understand that, but in the same breath, there's no way that anybody could take any guns. And if I'm being honest, look, my big thing with this,
please don't take my shotgun. I love skeet shooting.
If I'm being real about this, where are the good guys with guns?
You know,
where are the good guys with guns? Because that is always a talking point.
It's always
the only person that can stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
So look, let
me tell. Before we keep going,
okay,
I'm gonna put this message out there. If you're a good guy with a gun, you are fucking up because you're not saving anybody. You're not saving anybody.
I mean, there have been some stories about people with guns that are open carrying and they did prevent things. Okay,
but I've met so many people who are like, yeah, if I was there, but you weren't.
You weren't there.
You weren't fucking there, and that's the thing. It's like, when it comes to that sort of situation.
But also, we don't want a police state. We don't want people having to fucking, you know what I mean? We don't want that expectation. We don't want everyone walking around open carrying, because then we are in a police state, and now we are talking about infringing on freedoms. You know what I mean?
I think if everybody had a gun on them, there would be a lot less shooting.
So I disagree with that. So we're talking about, look, and I don't remember the name of the school, but this was the huge shooting, and it was the very young kid. What was his name? Was it Dylan Cruz?
Yeah.
I'm very drunk, but it was Marjorie High School. I don't know, Marjorie something high school in Florida. But the security guard was actually investigated because he didn't do anything.
Because he left. It wasn't Sandy Hook. It was the one that.
This is Marjorie something. We can pull it. Production can pull it up, and he can educate me because again, we've been drinking.
It's the one that started all the young advocates.
Yes, which is a beautiful thing. But when you talk about good people with guns, now we're going into the education of weapons. If you are a security guard and you have a weapon and you've never been properly trained on it, and I think a lot of this comes back to training. Mm-hmm. My thing with guns, and I was in the military, I know quite a bit about weapons when I am sober, okay? I know that the only time you have a weapon is when you're ready to use it.
Yeah.
And other people, when I hear my friends, they're like, oh yeah, I'm scared. I went out and got a handgun. I'm like, well, have you gone to the shooting range yet?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. You don't pull out a weapon unless you're ready to kill someone.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. So if you're a security guard, you've never had to fire a weapon before, unless it is like basic training, which I'm sure they do have to have basic training credentials. But if you're not ready to kill someone with your gun, don't fucking carry a gun.
Yeah, I know I'm on the other side of like, yeah, this is the price of freedom and all that, but I don't own any guns. I don't own any guns, and it's because I am afraid of that power. Because
course.
I know, and that's kind of like a lot of dudes kind of, you don't own guns. It's like, yeah, no, I can't put that power in my life.
So we have, I'm not going to say how many guns we have in the house because when you break in, I want to surprise you. But I will say this, we have several weapons in the house.
Right.
And when Chris is gone, which my husband used to leave a lot, he doesn't now, so don't come for me. He will murder you with his bare hands. But when he would leave a lot, I never had weapons at the ready. I had a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not going to go and fucking shoot them. I'm going to beat them to a bloody pulp, and I'm going to enjoy it. But I think that's the difference. Is when you hold, I'm not looking to kill somebody. I'm looking to protect.
I think a lot of Americans don't really, and this is this comes into like my big belief of, we have so many stupid people in this nation, and it's like one of those things where it's like there's not a lot of people that really understand what the power a gun has. Like,
of course, because we've been
desensitized.
desensitized.
Everybody's like, oh yeah, I got a gun, but it's like, yeah, you have life and death at a trigger pull. That's always been the thing that bothered me. And I was in the military.
The Air Force.
It's the same thing. But I got training and shooting and all that sort of shit. Oh, fuck you, okay?
Light bulbs.
Yeah, light bulbs. Fucking light bulbs.
I'm giving you shit, bro. I'm giving you shit. Yes.
Don't you disrespect my military service, goddammit! I still get my free meal at Denny's whenever I fucking want. Okay. So I did it.
I know. I'm giving you shit, and you know I'm giving you shit, and I'm not trying to fucking big dick you right now. Okay?
But it's one of those things.
Because at the end of the day, you were a dude in the military, so I'm giving
always
that to you.
like even like. Since I was young, and even when I went in the military, the idea of someone's life is within this motion.
Right.
Like, I can't believe.
By the way, I do this to say hi to people.
Right. This motion.
Hello.
Can finish people.
So
that's the thing that's always worried me about guns. It's like how. Like there's been a couple things where someone like people pull guns and they're like videos of people and like, oh, should they have done that?
Right.
And I'm always like, no, you shouldn't pull a gun, because in a high stress situation, in a high a high stakes situation,
right,
this can happen just
without you even realizing it,
out of fucking anxiety, out of stress. Like this motion shouldn't be the dictating factor in taking life.
So I've kind of shit on my family a little bit in past podcasts. Not too much, but a little bit. And I will say this, the first time I ever held a weapon, and it's not even my family, it was a different situation, but I'm going to call them family in this context. The first time, because they were basically family for me. The first time I ever held a weapon, it was a shotgun, and we went hunting. And literally what they said to me was, you shoot to kill.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we shot a deer, they were like, you have to understand that you killed it. Like, you have to see the death. And it was awful for me because, like I told you, I can't even watch horses die in movies.
It's a hospital.
You have to watch the death drain, or the life drain from this animal, because you literally chose to murder this animal. And I think if more people were exposed to that idea, and by the way, we ate all of the animal, we use the hide, like you use the whole animal.
I don't think any vegans are watching this, so I think you're fine.
Again, a Denver, hard call out. But there's something important in understanding that you are choosing life or death.
Right.
And I think if more people, my oldest son wanted to go hunting, and after I talked to him about it, he was like, I don't want to. Because you have to understand
you're killing something.
You're killing something, and you have to see the suffering.
Yeah.
You have to see it, because that's how you understand the severity of the situation. Yeah. So I wish more people were exposed to that. Hillbillies, come on out, except Texas, secede.
Well, because I know, when I'm a big internet video guy. So like, you know, we do the
Great.
clip show, and
We do the clip show.
And so one of the things,
Great show, by the way. Subscribe to our Patreon.
one of the things about when I'm finding videos for the clip show is I find videos that I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, yeah, I can't show them. I can't show them, and it's like when I watch them, they don't bother me, and it worries me that they don't bother me.
Again,
because we've
been desensitized.
We've been so desensitized, but it's one of those things where it's like I see it and I go, man, I just watched somebody die. I just watched somebody die. I've seen videos of people getting shot. I've seen people getting hit by cars, split in half, all that sort of crazy shit. And I can't believe. I don't know, it's not that
then you see it's had 600,000 views.
Right, and it's one of those things that's like, God
that's
damn.
more people than have died in the pandemic.
Right, how many
that's
people?
a lot of fucking people.
And it's like, how many people have watched this 20 times? And it's like, that's where I believe that the gun thing will never really get under control because we have such a freedom for this shit. And it's just dark.
I understand.
It's just a fucking dark.
And you had touched on, you know, like the adrenaline. So again, I did work in a law firm, and we've talked about this. So one of our cases, it was a huge case. It was outside of a bar, and our production's giving us cue cards. And I'm not going to give too many details, but basically there was a kerfuffle. Okay. And it wasn't a huge kerfuffle.
Right.
It was a fist fight outside of a bar, NBD, and a significant other ended up killing someone.
Okay.
Because she had retrieved a weapon out of a vehicle because her adrenaline was so high and she was so scared that
this is the only way I can feel safe.
This is the only way I can feel safe. And she had no intention of using the weapon, but this is someone that has never familiarized. She had never held the weapon before. And she shot a round off, and it didn't kill anyone involved in the fight. It killed someone. It killed a bystander.
Okay.
And when it just comes down to that emotional state. And that's why I do think there need to be some level of background checks.
But what is background checks going to do for people's emotional state? Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, she had severe anxiety issues.
But listen to
a normal person wouldn't go for a gun during a fist fight.
I don't believe that.
Have you gone for a gun during a fist fight?
But here's the thing. It's like you don't know who people are. You don't know who people are. Like the situation you just described to me, that sounds like a normal person reaction.
Well, then that comes down to America.
But listen, it's like
not knowing what other people have.
I am in a situation that I am not used to. I have never been here before. My adrenaline is going. I'm on edge. And then the only way I can feel safe is if I know I have an object within 30 feet of me that I can go get, and then I will feel safe.
You're making my point. But
I feel like that is not a specific to someone's mental health. I feel like that is a normal human thing.
Okay, and I get that.
And that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I don't have a gun. Because I know if I was to end up in a situation where it's like, man, I feel super unsafe, and the only way I would feel safe right now is if I had a gun, I would go get the gun.
But I feel like the reason why you would feel unsafe is because you don't know who has a weapon. Because everyone now has a weapon. And you just said, like, people that shouldn't have weapons have weapons.
Right.
A lot of people in that scenario wouldn't have had weapons, and you could find maybe some solace in that.
But do you see how it's almost like
dude, this is a carousel.
Just a roundabout.
It's a
roundabout. It's like, oh, I don't feel safe, so I should have a weapon. But it's like people who don't feel safe shouldn't have a weapon.
I'm saying
now it's just endless.
It's just feeding.
But how do you discriminate, or how do you separate?
It's not
people?
discrimination. I'm gonna say it's not discrimination. But I know there were a lot of weapon turn-ins. Here's the thing with turn-ins: bad guys with guns aren't turning in their guns. No. I don't care how much money you offer. You know what I mean? Bad guys with guns aren't turning in guns. So it is a matter of, and this is what I had said earlier, it's a matter of possibly preventing people in the future, because you hear people getting a gun and then that day or the next day they go out and they commit a mass murder. Mm-hmm. It's about preventing that, as opposed to, look, people with guns, they have the guns. We can't come for your guns, but we can prevent people from the future. And I think prevention is the way to move forward.
But here's where
because eventually the bad guys with guns, they're dying.
Here's why I'll challenge
probably
you on
from
that.
A gun.
Here's where I will challenge you on that, because what is the one thing that America really doesn't push, and we're seeing a big push in now? Mental health.
Mental health is the issue. I would say
But
it's behind so many.
Right, but let's be honest about what mental health is to Americans. It's a back of the mind idea.
Which is crazy.
No one really focused. But if we're being like, it's been a
let's
new
be honest.
thing in the last couple of years where everybody's like, oh, my mental state. This is who I am mentally. This is how I feel mentally.
But
it's like, that's not something you can really, it's not something you can really monitor people on because it is it's a self-policing thing.
And I get that. But what I'm saying is that if there is a push now about mental health and people are coming out, which, by the way, can we stop talking about how everyone is fucking bipolar? I'm bipolar, and the craziest thing I do is cry in the shower listening to John Legend, okay? And I stay up for 2 days and I clean my fucking house, okay? So can we destigmatize that? But now and it comes back to the prevention. If now there is a mental health push, and I know that different communities are going to be impacted differently, and I'm not even going to get into that. That's a totally different show, and it has been Mental Health Month. But if we can move forward in treating mental health from moving forward, and if we can move forward with the prevention of crazy people getting guns, then our future is bright. I'm gonna believe that for America. I'm gonna believe that.
Just because here's the thing, the big mental health push right now is not even. It's not like it's a clinical push.
It's not even a big enough push. I get that.
No, it's a social push.
Of course it's social. And you have to be, again, and I said it didn't touch certain communities.
The mental health push right now is a very societal thing. It's a very trending thing on Twitter. It's cool now to figure out your mental health.
I think, let's make it cool. Let's make it cool.
No, but I'm saying, no, that's a problem. It's a problem because one of the things that has bothered me during this last year is that there's therapists on your phone. There's an app to get a therapist on your phone.
Why is that a problem?
It's a problem because it's almost like making it an app, making it something so, and I'm not saying it needs to be like hard to get.
No, it's readily accessible.
No, but like readily accessible on your phone. Like it's an app. It's like a solitaire app. It's like a fucking game.
It's not.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if you need a therapist, it shouldn't be through your phone. It shouldn't be a social trend. It shouldn't be something that people are like, oh, this is kind of what's hot now.
I'm going to counter that
everybody's doing
there are
it.
people that aren't going to go in person. It's very hard. Look, I've gone through 11 therapists.
And here's the thing, I know it's very hard to
go into a therapist. It's hard to get a therapist. People have $80 copays that they can't afford. Pandemic, I get it.
But I don't think it should be watered down to an app. Because an app,
but if at least it's something, at least it's not. It's the first step in someone acknowledging that they need it.
Is it something though?
It is something.
Is it though? Because it's an
the same.
app.
There are
it's an app.
There are some people.
It's in the same realm of people are doing. They're on Robinhood. They're on fucking the Robinhood app and they're trading stocks. They're not really stockbrokers. They're just fucking people in their basement playing a game on their fucking phone.
It takes a step. No one is looking for a mental health app unless they truly believe it's something that they need. And no, will it be sufficient? Probably not. But that's a first step. And these people might not have people they can talk to.
I won't say people are looking for a
mental
mental health
These people might not
app.
have a Johnny Bratsby that they can vent to and him tell them to drink water.
I'm just saying it's not just something that they need to go search out. It's something that is being advertised. It's in Facebook ads. Oh, it's in fucking. It's on every.
Okay, I have Facebook ads for shirts that say like I was born in July and my husband's a piece of shit. I'm the greatest person. It doesn't mean I'm buying the shirt.
But in the same breath, if mental health and discovering what's going on with you is in that same category of it's getting pushed in the bullshit shirts, are people really going to take their mental health seriously, or are they just buying into the ads that are coming across their Facebook?
I think you're not going to buy into it unless you know that you need it. I truly believe that. I truly do.
I don't believe that with America because we are such an ad-driven nation. Look at what happened. Look at what happened look at what happened with the fucking Capitol. It was a Facebook algorithm that pushed people into that corner to do something crazy like that.
Okay, well, let Facebook.
Hold on. If the Facebook algorithm is going to push you into mental health and discovering your mental problems and doing it, are you really gonna? Is it really
Yeah, you're going to storm the Capitol.
Is it really going to give you the same benefit of actually seeking it out?
I'm saying,
do you know
look,
what I'm saying? Hold on. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
If
do,
it's
but
being
I see the other side.
advertised-
I see the other side of it that you're not seeing.
If it's being advertised to you, I don't feel like you're going to appreciate it and take it as serious.
You literally just use storming the Capitol as the example. And production, we're going to go past the 20 minutes on this, and I don't give a fuck. You guys are going to get some bonus content. Yeah, stop giving me the finger. Okay. So you literally just said that a Facebook algorithm pushed people into a corner where they felt so passionate that they stormed the Capitol, which, by the way, let's not forget that happened. So if there is a Facebook algorithm that passionately pushes people into the corner of exploring their mental health, fine.
But I don't feel like it's an advertisement. They're not, it's being advertised. They're not pushing it because they want you to get better. They just want you to use their product. They want you to be in their realm. They want
Every
you to be
single person in
within their
America
grasp.
needs therapy. Every single person.
I agree with that.
Needs.
I
then
fucking
I have
agree
no
with that.
issue with this. Then I have no issue with this. And
I
there's
have
going
an
to be some
issue
people.
with it because it devalues actually finding out what's wrong with you. Do you know
Does
what I'm
it?
saying?
Because there are going to be people that
I
find
want you
out
to-
what's wrong with them.
Because you've had a therapist. What ad told you to get a therapist, or were you like, "Fuck, I probably need to get a therapist"?
No, the mental health hospital that I checked myself into told me I needed a therapist.
Right, but it wasn't a fucking ad on Facebook.
But there are going to be people that don't have the means or are very ashamed. They don't have the support. I had a great support system that entire time. There are going to be people that don't have that. So an ad may be the first step in exploring something. Just like you said, storming the Capitol. They had an idea. They had an idea in their mind. They found like-minded people. I'm pointing so aggressively right now, and I'm going to hide my hands because that's really annoying. They found like-minded people, QAnon, heart shout out, I'm looking at you. They found like-minded people and they took it to another level. So look, if you think you might need therapy and you see a Facebook ad and you feel like this is now a community that you can go into, do it. Fucking do it.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I know you don't.
I don't know if I agree. If an ad is telling you need to do it, you're probably just falling for the ad.
I just don't believe it. I just don't believe that.
You're
and here's
probably
the thing:
just falling for the ad.
If you're falling for the ad, it comes back to something that you and I just agreed to: that everyone in America needs therapy.
Yeah,
if
but
everyone
it's
in
an
America
ad,
needs
if it's a
therapy, then fucking buy into the ad.
Well, they've stopped selling us Coke. They've stopped selling us cheeseburgers, and now they're trying to sell us on mental health. So it's going to
Sell
devalue
it.
it and make it. It's going to make it's like, oh yeah, you've seen it. You've seen it. Oh, I've got anxiety. I've got it. There's been so many people I've met that have a therapist, and I'm like, you don't need a fucking therapist.
How do you know that?
You just because I talk to them.
Dude,
I know people.
You know me, and you don't know half of my story.
I'm letting you know right now, but here's the thing: we vibe enough, we know each other enough to where it's like, hey, if Tracy needs a therapist, I know Tracy needs a fucking therapist. But I've met so many people that have therapists, and I'm like, I think you're just trying to fucking say you have a therapist.
Look, I would rather someone think they need one and not need one, and all these other people that needed one buy into it than have it be the opposite. You know what I mean? I truly,
no, because what you do is if you put a bunch of people in therapy that think they need therapy, is you're creating now mental health issues are going to become.
Give me one of your cigarettes.
They're going to become a trend. They're going to become a fad.
Fine.
They're going to become no. It's not fine because it's going to devalue it. It's going to make people who actually need it think that it's not a hot commodity. They're going to think it's like.
I don't believe that.
I believe that 100%.
I don't believe that when you are hurting. When you are hurting and you know you need therapy, you get therapy. I'm talking about the people that truly believe that therapy is for pussies. There are communities that don't acknowledge mental health issues. They think you just need to go drink or get a little on the side. I'm talking about those communities. And when you have just one person from that community reach out because of an ad because they think it's fine and it's now socially acceptable.
What happens when therapy becomes a business? When it turns into when it turns into it's a Facebook ad. Now, everybody that's going to be the therapist that is using that Facebook ad to get bookings, are they real people that are trying to help, or are they people hopping on the trend that is trying to sell you need a therapist?
There is not a therapist in the world that has gone through their years of training, sitting in a room watching people literally disintegrate in front of them, that is using this as some kind of fucking financial.
Oh, you don't think that?
I don't think that.
You don't think that?
I think treating people with mental health is the hardest thing to do. is the hardest thing to do.
We literally watch OxyContin get sold to America. Those businesses those people
That's
are
impersonal. That's
no,
impersonal.
listen. It's the same thing.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You have pain. Here's a pill that can make you not get pain.
When you sit in a room one-on-one with someone and you have to feel them and you have to watch them fall apart in front of you, this is different than a doctor prescribing something that they were told to prescribe you.
If I am booking if I'm a therapist and I am booking patients off of a Facebook ad that is getting enough fucking traction that I'm getting bookings at, it's a cash grab. It's a fucking.
I don't feel that way.
I feel that way. I feel like
I don't feel that way.
With the trending of mental health and all this. And here's the thing. I totally agree that everybody should, if you feel like you need it, you need to go fucking get it.
I don't even care if you feel like you need it. Fucking go to therapy. Because even if you think you're good, there is something in your life that you can improve on that will make your life so much better. And you only have one life. Fucking live it.
And I understand where you're coming from. But when it comes to the promoting I'm trying to get paid, that's what Facebook ads feel like. Facebook ads never feel like they're trying to help. It just feels like it's trying to key you in on buying
And
something.
I think, I will say, to agree with you on a certain very low level, a very low level of agreement on this, I will say that Facebook has tainted, because of their shit with the misinformation, because of politics and the election and things like that, they have tainted their ads, okay? Yeah. They all feel dirty, and I 100% agree with that. But in mental health, I don't think there is any realm of mental health that can be treated the way that you're describing. I truly don't. I truly don't.
But I feel like we're going to have and I feel like that's what it'll do is because it's a trending thing and it'll get a bunch of people in there who are trying to get mental health and they just need to realize that they're fucking assholes and that they're being dicks is going to prevent people who have the real issues.
Dude, people that are assholes have real issues. There's a reason why they're assholes.
Yeah, but let's be honest. It's like, oh man, I can't keep a fucking girlfriend. It's because you're a dick.
It's not
that guy is going to take up a slot from someone's like, man, I really feel like I'm going to hurt somebody.
I don't think they're taking up a slot, okay? I don't think they're taking up a slot. Again, I've gone through 11 therapists, okay? I don't think they're taking up a slot. But the person that's an asshole, and I think now you're downplaying the significance of roles that have been played in people's lives that lead up to them behaving a certain way. And even if you're just an asshole, there's a reason why you're just an asshole. Go to therapy. You're always late to your dates. Go to therapy. There's a reason why you're blowing this off and creating a wall. And I think it's important for all of us to know, America's going to heal because of Facebook therapy ads. Thank you, Zuckerberg.
I don't believe it. Keep shooting, everybody, America. Get that hate out. That has been the Hate Everything podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, if you have some mental issues, you go get them checked out.
Check out your Facebook ads.
Not through a Facebook ad. Hopefully, if you're a upcoming stand-up comedian and you're listening to this and you want to write jokes about light bulbs, it is fine. It is fine. It is fine to write jokes about light bulbs, even though Tracy Kellett doesn't approve of light bulb material.
I live in the dark. I live by candlelight.
As we have a bunch of studio lights shining on us with 1 million different fucking light bulbs in them, which is the basis of my material.
1,000 lumens.
Jesus.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been great. Check out our Patreon again because we're going to do a clip show next, and that's going to be a real crowd pleaser.
Maybe.
Tracy
said she's uploading videos, and I don't have faith in them.
No poop.
I don't have faith in them. But that has been the Hate Everything podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to the Patreon. I'm Johnny Bratsfield.
I'm Tracy Kellett.
And enjoy your life.
Good night.